you've all had a great week. I've had a wonderful week. Just grinding away, making new music, and writing songs, and working on my tech stack, my ads to promote my music. I got, I think, 4 or maybe 5 campaigns running right now. One, it's called Fan Finder. We're just showing my music to other people. No ask on it, no action point. Then there's I'm promoting my new song, Get Back to One. It's a Reels ad, so you might see those Reels. And then I've got a join my email list to get the secret song, which is an opt-in. And then there is a free plus shipping offer. I think that's all of them. There might be one more. So I'm doing everything that a record label would or should be doing, actually. A lot of record labels are still doing it the old-fashioned way, not using the advertising that they probably should. A lot of them are hip to it. But anyway, here's a song I wrote with some other writers. It's called Talk About Love. Spare me the talk about the chocolates and the valentines. That warm buzz feeling when a kiss is like a glass of wine. You both got a song you love singing. The phone never stops ringing. I don't talk about love that way. Don't conversate about it, so don't pick it apart. Don't talk about love that way, 'cause love when it broke my heart. Yeah, it broke my heart. People walking around wearing rose-colored glasses don't see themselves crying 'cause they're too busy laughing. They carry on about forever. Me, I'm kinda like whatever. I don't talk about that way. Don't conversate about it, so don't pick it apart. Don't talk about that way, 'cause love it broke my heart. Yeah, it broke my heart. Yeah, one day I'll learn to fix the pieces that are shattered apart. I'll talk about that way when love on breaks my heart. Yeah, breaks my heart. Let's talk about love. Let's talk about love. I'm going to do a song that was written about 100 years ago. It's called Nobody Knows You When You're Down and Out. Once I lived the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money, didn't ever care. Took all my friends for a mighty good time. But food like whiskey, champagne in mine. But I began full sorrow get my hands on a dollar again, gonna hang on to that old eagle grin, because nobody knows you when you're down and out in your pocket, not one penny. And as for friends, well, you don't have any. You ever get back on your feet again? Everybody wants to be your long lost friend. I said it's strange, without any doubt, nobody knows you when you're down and out. Nobody knows you when you're down and out in your pocket, not one penny. And as for friends, why you don't have any. You ever get back on your feet again? Everybody wants to be a long lost friend. I said it's strange, without any doubt, nobody knows you. I said nobody knows you when you're down and out. Nobody knows you when you're down and out. That's for sure. All right. All right. What should I do? I think I'll do a song that I wrote about self-sabotaging in relationships. After one particular girl I started dating, it wasn't that serious. We broke up. Nothing to break up, but I felt that I kind of self-sabotaged, and I wrote this song right after that. It's called Crash and Burn. It started out with so much promise, mutual attraction, sparks flying left and right, but I seemed to sabotage every good thing I got going. Kerosene soaked and light that fire high. So I'm sitting in the middle of my kitchen, wondering if I ever get it right. Crashing what I'm doing, running over in my mind. Why do I do this every time? Crashing, it's all in her. She read me the riot act. I guess I deserved all that, but I I'm a pyromaniac. Fireworks crashing. What I'm doing, crashing. So I try to repair all the damage. I apologize for what she said I did wrong. But you can't pour the genie back into the broken bottle. Magic was history, shattered, scattered, gone. So I'm sitting in the middle of my kitchen, wondering if I ever get it right. Crashing what I'm doing, running over in my mind. Why do I do this? Crashing, it's all in room. You read me the riot act. I guess I deserved all that, but I never made. I'm a pyromaniac in the fireworks supply, crashing what I'm doing, crashing. Name of this song is Crash and Burn, the one I just did. I'm sorry, I didn't see the comment till just now. The song I did before that was Nobody Knows When You're Down and Out, which is a cover song which was written about 100 years ago in the 20s, the roaring 20s. This song is called Crash and Burn. Another song I wrote around the same time, and this is a song about going deep, hard for what I want. I'm a big proponent of mindset and attitude and going for what you want and setting a plan. I'm just finishing up a book called Think and Grow Rich, which by the title seems focused on one thing, but it's really about, it doesn't have to be money that your objective is. It can be succeeding anything that you want to succeed in, anything you want to accomplish. And the principles there are timeless. This book was written in the 1930s in the US, and the principles still are quite valid today anyway. So this song talks about mindset, and it's called Treasure is in Deep Water, because I like to remind myself that I can't, for the things that I want in life that don't come easy, I can't just stay on the surface. I have to dig deep and go hard. Treasure's in deep water. A ton of feathers, a ton of bricks, they all weigh the same. Whether fast or whether slow, we're all gonna finish the race. Have to raise my expectations or else move my bar. It's either one or the other, can't stay where we are. Treasures in the deep water, I'm gonna dive in and go deep. Nothing good comes easy, and nothing easy comes cheap. Treasures in the deep water, ignore the pressure, take the leap. 'Cause the treasure's in the deep water. I could live on the surface, take the easy way out. Safe and shallow, yeah, that's a painless thought. But I wasn't put here just to exist. I'm gonna need a bigger boat, 'cause I'm gonna win. Treasures in the deep water, I'm gonna dive in and go deep. Nothing good comes easy, and nothing easy comes cheap. The treasure in the deep water, ignore the pressure, take the leap. 'Cause the treasure's in the deep water. All right. So I'm going to need a bigger boat. Some of you may know that quote. That's from a famous movie. I think come out in the 70s. Jaws. You're going to need a bigger boat. I kind of threw that in that song. If you caught that, although it wasn't related to being a shark attack, I'm going to need a bigger boat because I'm going to win. This is called Curse of the Silent Muse. Got a few been trying to finish. Got a bunch been trying to start. This ain't nothing worthwhile comes easy. It's all great and grind and words are hopefully can't keep at it. Maybe you'll have pity on me if you're out there listening. Please stop and hear my plea. Your silence as my muse is maddening. Blank white pages staring back at me. Give me a wing. Give me a night. Show me that you're still on the job. Nothing comes no matter how hard I try. Did I somehow offend you? Make you cry? Please come back. Need you badly. Don't curse me with the silence of the blues. Where do you go when you leave me? Where do you spend all your time? You know that you're always welcome. I'd love to have you by my side. What can I do to make you stay? You know I'm no good without you. Wish you would be mine forever. Think of all that we could do. Your silence as my muse is maddening. Blank white pages staring back at me. Give me a wing. Give me a night. Show me that you're still on the job. Nothing comes no matter how hard I try. Did I somehow offend you? Make you cry? Please come back. I need you badly. Don't leave me with the silence of the mute. Silence of the Muse. All right. Here's a comment that I haven't seen yet. Might need a bigger boat, harpoons, oxygen tank just for safety. Absolutely, Liz. Love it. Woo. So what should I do? I'm going to do a song that was a single last year. And the song is called Halfwood Amarillo. I read the note she wrote, and red lipstick on the mirror. Now gazing out the window, wishing I was anywhere but here, crying on my pillow. Lord, please help me this time. She's halfway to Amarillo. I'm halfway out of my mind. Stereo's blasting from the room below. That lonesome still makes me wanna dance real tight and slow. She's right here and I'm alone. She's saying no hero, it's not to her. Oh, crying on my pillow. Lord, please help me this time. She's halfway to Amarillo. I'm halfway out of my mind. I'm weary, it feels like I'm getting older. Dreams are fading, and now I'm all alone. No place to go. Crying on my pillow. Lord, please help me this time. She's halfway to Amarillo. I'm halfway out of my mind. Crying on my pillow. Lord, please help me this time. She's halfway to Amarillo. I'm halfway out of my mind. Hey, Diggs BTW7. Good to see you on here. Thank you for joining my live. All right. So this is a song called Vincent. And you might find that this is a song I wrote a few years ago that I'm going to be doing next. And you might find the chord progression familiar because it's a Pachelbel canon. Bach wrote Pachelbel's, or was it a Bach song? Or was it Pachelbel? Maybe it was Pachelbel. I need to research that. I should know that. Pachelbel's canon is of classical music. And the chord progression was used by Blues Traveler in their biggest hit, which the name escapes me right now. And so if Blues Traveler can do it, I can do it too. So I use it through part of the song, but it's also not the same all the way through the song. It's called Vincent. What if songs were like painting and they only became famous after the artist died? Live and play in obscurity, live and die without much currency, struggle till you reach your demise. Maybe after I'm gone, I'll get the success I crave. Be like my favorite painter, where everyone knows my name. Wanna be like Vincent, but not exactly. Don't wanna die early or go insane. So I'll just be like the heart. Want to be like Vincent, but alive and free. Cut through all the fear, produce 200 works of you. Strive like a genius to be better. Become a great observer of life. Passion thinkers with a palate. Innovate and break all the conventions. Maybe after I'm gone, I'll get the success I crave. Be like my favorite painter, where everyone knows my name. Wanna be like Vincent, but not exactly. Don't wanna die early or go insane. So I'll just be like the kids recognize my heart. Wanna be like Vincent, but alive and famous. You don't need years to paint Starry, Starry Night, but I need my ears to sing it right. Wanna be like Vincent, but not exactly. Don't wanna die early or go insane. So I'll just be like the kids recognize my heart. Wanna be like Vincent, but alive and famous. Wanna be like Vincent, but alive and famous. So it's my whimsical song about my favorite painter, Vincent van Gogh, and I mean no disrespect to Vincent van Gogh. I have so much respect for him, and that is somewhat of a whimsical song. I wish he hadn't had mental issues and was able to live longer and think of all the great work he did. He died in his mid-30s, early 30s, I think. What if he lived till he was, like Picasso? I think Picasso died when he was close to 90, I think, at least in his 80s. And he kept producing. Picasso went through so many different phases. He's most well known for the Cubist phase, but there's a lot of paintings and work out there by Picasso that have look nothing like the Cubism phase. And what if Van Gogh had been able to stay around? It would have been a wonderful thing because, so talented. And he worked so hard. I mean, he did produce, in about 4 years, he produced 800 to 1,000 paintings. I mean, how can you possibly do that? I don't know much about painting. I would love to be a great painter. I've taken painting classes, but I'm very much a beginner. But to finish 200 paintings a year, 200, 300 paintings a year, which is what he did for 4 to 5 years. And interestingly enough, is the 1870s, 1880s, Japan. I used to live in Japan, and I'm a big Japanophile. I love Japan. And coincidentally, I went to Europe in 2018 to walk in the footsteps of Vincent van Gogh. And I went to Arles, France, where he cut off his ear and recuperated after he did that. I started in New York City to see Starry Night, which is a Museum of Modern Art, probably his most famous painting. Then I went to Paris, and there's a few of his works in the Louvre, but the motherlode of Van Gogh paintings is at the Amsterdam Van Gogh Museum. And I went there one day. I'd scheduled, it was going to be the highlight of my week. And I'd scheduled like a day and a half in Amsterdam. And I go there and I said, "One ticket, please." And they said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "Appointment?" "Yes, you need an appointment." "Well, can I make an appointment? We're sold out for today." So I have it tomorrow. So I got an appointment. Earliest appointment I could get was in the morning, shortly after they opened, and I spent all day. I had to extend my stay one day, but it didn't matter. I lost one room in Berlin. I was going to Berlin the next day. So I lost pay. I had to pay for that room, but didn't show up till the next day. But it was worth it. I stood in front of a couple of his paintings, and I literally had tears in my eyes. The passion. This is 150 years later almost. And still you can see the passion that this man had. And the interesting thing about it, there was a special, like museums have these special displays or special exhibitions, I guess, that go for a period of time, maybe a couple of months or 3 months. And coincidentally, they had a special edition or a special exposition or display, whatever it would be called. I know I didn't choose the right word yet, but of his Japanese influence. And since I love Japan, lived in Japan for 2 years, traveled to Japan many, many times. I once spoke Japanese quite fluently, that I negotiated uh, six-figure deals in Japanese. Can't do that today, disuse. But anyway, so I love Japan, Japanese culture. And my two passions, or my two that I kind of intersected, and I learned that many of the innovations that Van Gogh came up with, he learned from Japanese wood print uh, drawings or paintings, wood prints. And you got to remember that Japan was closed off for 300 years, and they were just opened up around 1855. So in the 1870s, 1880s, time moved a lot slower then because everybody traveled by ship. Japan was still very new, and the whole Japan society, people hadn't been exposed to them for like 300 years. And so they had they had those world fairs, and they had one in Paris that Van Gogh went to, and he was exposed to these wood prints, and he bought them. They weren't that expensive. Beautiful woodblock prints. They had a method of reproducing works, and he had over 500 of them, and he had them hanging up in his studio. And at this exhibition that I saw, some of the actual wood prints that he owned, with the thumbtack hole still in it, where he had hung it on his studio wall, and he studied them. And this exhibition talked about some of the things that he took from that, because Western artists weren't doing some of the things that we're doing in Japan. One of them was the angled horizon. If you look at wood block prints, you'll see that the horizon is not flat in the back, it's at an angle. I'm probably not describing it very well. It often runs from lower left corner to upper right corner of the horizon. And that was one example that they gave. There are a number of other examples that they said that he took from Japanese print. He was a scholar, and he studied intensely. And it was by no accident that he was as good as he was. And I walked out of that. It wasn't, a lot of people think, well, the tortured artist is what it takes to be great. And he was so good because of his, he was crazy. And I walked out of that exhibition. No, he was good. He was excellent. He was one of the greatest artists in the history of the world, in spite of his mental illness. And just think of how great he would have been, and how many works he could have produced if he hadn't had to struggle with that. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that little discussion about Vincent van Gogh. Amazing. And he wasn't famous at first for his paintings. He and his brother had a lot of letters back and forth, because there were no telephones, of course. And his brother Theo, who he was very close to, they wrote letters to each other. And all the letters that Theo sent to Vincent was careless. He threw them all away. But all of the letters that Vincent sent to Theo saved them. And Theo, unfortunately, died shortly after Vincent did. He was also in his 30s. They both died young. Back then, you could catch a disease and you would die. I mean, the average lifespan in the 1880s was actually under 40 in the world. Literally. I read an article on this. There's 3. That's another topic for another video. There's 3 inventions that really double the average world lifespan. One of them was vaccines. People would die from smallpox, etc. They figured out a way to vaccinate against that. Anyway, that's for another time. But both he died from self-inflicted gunshot wound in his stomach. Some say that Gauguin shot him, and he covered for Gauguin because they had a contentious relationship, and he didn't really shoot himself. Some say so. Conspiracy theories. But his brother died from illness a few years later, and his brother's widow saved all those letters. And when she was in her old age, and he'd only shown like one painting to his brother. And after 1900, so maybe 20, 30 years later, she took all those letters, and I have them. It's 3 volumes. I bought it because it's very. I paged through it a bit, translated English, of course, because he wrote them in Dutch. Amazingly writer, and he became famous for those letters. First, he published those letters, and he became famous for his writing first. And then once he was famous, the world said, wait a minute, I wonder if this guy, he's a painter. Maybe we should check out his paintings. And it wasn't until roughly 1910, 1920 that Vincent van Gogh was discovered for his paintings. And now, arguably, his paintings are the most valuable in the world. They've gone up for sale. I know he's have sold for 180 million in that range, Van Gogh paintings. He's very inventive, very, very innovative for his time. He deserves nobody painted like he did. He invented a lot of things, like he took a palette knife. I've mentioned in my song, Passion Thick Like a Palette Knife. He would smear the paint on the canvas. Nobody did that. He did a lot of other things that were unique. Well, I'll probably do one more song. What time is it? Wow. Let me do Castle Builder Cards, which is a song I wrote with my good buddy Jimmy Davis. And for this song, we tried to combine the worlds of playing cards and also the worlds of fairy tales. And so there's a lot of imagery from both of those worlds. Started out by, well, this is a story, the experience that I went to, a woman who basically bamboozled me, and she was very beautiful, and I foolishly trusted her. And the first line of the song is, stories I heard when I was a child, fairy tales. All the beautiful women were good. If you think about all the fairy tales, the beautiful princess is the good person, the protagonist. And the antagonist, if it's a woman, a witch, is ugly hag. You don't have, in traditional fairy tales, I know now everything's been turned upside down, but you didn't have a beautiful antagonist, villain. It was always so. This song is called Castle Builder Cards. The stories I heard when I was a child, all the beautiful women were good. Evil looked a certain way, just like evil should. Blinded by her angel face, I couldn't see her evil heart. My kingdom came a-tumbling down. Just a castle built of cards. In real life, she heard those lines of what I thought I knew. The jack would trump the king and queen. The devil got his due. Blinded by her angel face, I couldn't see her evil heart. My kingdom came tumbling down. Just a castle built of cards. The queen of space was cold as ice. She would never blink. It's a thin line that separates the fool and the suicide king. Blinded by her angel face, I couldn't see her evil heart. My kingdom came tumbling down. Just a castle built of cards. Casa Builder Cards. Thank you so much for hanging with me on this live stream. And if you're watching this after the fact, thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend in the United States, so it's a big 3-day weekend. Hope you're spending time with family and friends, and hope you have a glorious, happy, restful, and enjoyable weekend. And we'll see you next time. Thanks very much. I'm Tim Wolf.